Ladies and gents, welcome back to Evolutions. This is our very first podcast. So, today's conversations, actually, or discussions, we're going to talk about is the new Koenigsegg Gemera.
Gemera?
Gemara?
Gemera.
No, it's Gemara.
No,
So
it's Gemera.
I think somebody spelled that wrong.
All of them are spelled like that.
Okay. Okay, yeah, it is. Okay. Gemera.
Gemera? I don't know.
I don't know. But interesting name. I'm curious on what people think about it. It's a 1,700 horsepower family coupe, technically. I mean, it's got 4 seats. It's got baby anchors in the back seat.
But it's a 3-cylinder.
See, now that's where I'm getting at. Now, remember, the 3-cylinder is bored out.
Yeah, but it's a 3-cylinder. I don't want to go and spend $1.7 million on a hypercar, and it's a 3-cylinder.
Okay, mind you, number one, 0 to 60 is in 1.9 seconds from a 3-cylinder engine, including 3 electric motors. Okay?
I want to rebuttal for that. You ready? It's a $1.7 million 3-cylinder.
You can say 3-cylinder all day, but remember, the 3-cylinders are bored out.
Yes.
It's not as typical as just the 3-cylinder you get in like a Honda Civic.
I know that.
This is compared to, because what the chief executive, the owner of
Christian von
Koenigsegg, he specifically even said that the 3-cylinders are bored out like a V8.
I know, but...
Bored out to enough to where it's the V8.
Again, if I'm going to go out and spend... Anybody would tell you, I'm pretty sure you can say this too, I am the biggest Koenigsegg fanatic out there.
Yeah. I know you were. I know that.
Yeah, I love the 1-to-1. I love the Trevita. I love the Gemera RS. I love the Gemera RS Thor Edition. I love all of them. However, they all have one thing in common. For that $2 to $3 million price that you pay for those cars, it also gives you A, the exclusivity. B, you get a one-of-a-kind motor, that twin-turbo V8, that's a 5-liter twin-turbo V8, and the older ones have a twin supercharged V8. So, it gives you that hypercar feel when you hear it, you rev it up, and you hear either A, the twin turbos behind you, or B, you hear the supercharged behind you for the old models.
Okay. I see what you're saying, but
yeah.
Again, have you heard the Gemara?
I haven't heard it.
You haven't heard it, so
you
honestly, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you can't really technically say anything. You basically can't knock on it if you haven't heard it yet.
It would still bother me that I'm buying a $1.7 million 3-cylinder car. It's
twin turboed, and it's got 3 electric motors. 1 in the front, 2 in the rear.
The Regera is twin turbo 5-liter high horsepower V8. And it has electric motors to it. And it's 1,500 horsepower. And it'll do 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds?
And mind you, that's a 5.0 liter V8. And it's only making 1,500. This is a 3-cylinder you're talking about. It's making way more than that.
The transmission of it is 1 gear. 1-speed transmission. See, the way I see it is, and plus on top of that too, the Gemera is a camless motor. So I don't know. That's sometimes I would like to hear how it sounds. However, I would still have that feeling in the back of my head where I just spent $1.7 million on a 3-cylinder hypercar.
I don't know. I mean, just think about this. Number one, it's a family friendly hybrid, hybrid
I'll give you that.
Hypercar. You want to basically think about it this way. You have kids in the future, right? You have kids in the future. You have this $1.7 million car.
I have a Range Rover.
The thing is, no, listen to me though. You have a $1.7 million car. It's not going to go to waste because you can actually stick your kids in the back seat.
I have a Range Rover.
You're talking about a whole different car. That's
I wouldn't buy a hypercar to carry my kids around on a daily basis.
I'm just saying, let's just say you have the money, you have the hypercar, now you have kids. So you're not going to sit there and just say, no, listen. What I'm saying, okay, listen, look at the bigger picture here.
Okay. Right.
You're not gathering the bigger picture. You're over here throwing a whole different brand name and a whole different style of vehicle.
If I had
you're going to SUV compared to a hypercar. There's no comparison.
Alright, fine. Bentley Continental Flying Spur. I'd buy that for a daily driver.
That's not comparison. That's not a hypercar.
I wouldn't want to have a hypercar for a daily driver.
You don't have to, but I'm just saying you don't have to. like what I'm saying here is you take a hypercar, you don't have to let it sit there and go to waste because now you have kids. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get it.
If you want to take it out, you can throw your kids in the back seat.
I completely get it.
No, you don't, because you're talking about I know. Yours.
I do get it. I trust me. I get. Okay. I 100% get what you are saying. I like the concept, yes, but for me, again, if it was my money full with $2 million, rounded up $2 million, for example, and I needed to go out and buy a fun family car that I could take my kids around, my wife around, and go out, to the track and then, annihilate my competition, I would have to choose a different brand. I would choose
You're not annihilating anyone because this thing's over here tops you.
No, but again, on top of that too, it's more about the fun factor. I want that V8, and I want a hypercar motor. Pagani, one of the best sounding V12s out there, and you can't deny that.
Well, it's only a 2-seater.
I know, but again, it's the pinnacle of what a car like that should be.
So you're saying hypercars? Okay, but you're saying that hypercars should stick with like 2 seats and big engine?
When was the last time you had a hypercar that had 4 seats?
That's what I'm saying, never. But look at the new generation. Look at where it's going.
This is the first car of its kind. So how do we know how it's going to be?
We're trying to put ourselves in the shoes. Let's just say that I have enough money to go around and just basically say I want a Koenigsegg Gemera.
Yeah.
$1.7 million car. It's even got the back seats comfortably fitting. 6'7" tall guys. Like,
yeah.
On all seats.
Yeah.
All of them. And still, you have enough space in every corner of the car. And you only have a 3-cylinder engine.
I don't like that.
Twin turbo. It's 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. 1,700 horsepower. 2,581 pound-foot of torque. That's insane. That's brighter right.
But at that point, the Tesla, and I don't like Tesla too much. But at that point, you can look at the Tesla Roadster also. That's 4 seats, and it does 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds, and it costs a fraction of what that costs. Which is, I think, $200,000.
No, the Roadster doesn't have that much space.
But no one knows. No one's seen the inside of the car yet. It's still a concept car. The Gemera is a concept car, but it's a production concept car. The Roadster, the Roadster is still a full-on concept car. So no one's seen the inside of the car yet, besides obviously people that have had access to, Tesla's, company for the most part.
Right. Okay.
So I would on top of that too, yes, the Tesla is fully electric. However, it's a fraction of the cost. If you want a car that, and I'm assuming from what I hear about the Tesla, I haven't seen the inside of it. I haven't seen it in person at all, obviously, but. If it fits 4 people like the Koenigsegg does, it costs $200,000 compared to that $1.7 million, and it'll still do 1.9 seconds 0 to 60.
At the end of the day, I think you're honestly playing for the name.
Yeah.
Which I agree. It is the name.
Yeah.
It's a Swedish hypercar, and it ultimately is a hypercar.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind actually buying one. I wouldn't. If I had the money, and if I just basically had it sitting around, I'm like, okay, let's play money. I would definitely actually buy one. Talk about it. Like I said, it's got baby anchors. I could literally put a baby seat in the back car and I'll be fine.
You could baby seat in the Lamborghini Aventador too. Yes, it's a 2-seater, but it still has baby anchors in it.
I'm not. No.
I would.
No.
Fuck it.
It's a 2-seater. Again. So, okay, so we've got our point across, and how our opinions are about this car.
So real quick before we move on from the topic, let's.
No, I'm not moving on.
Oh, okay.
I want to talk about the other options of this vehicle.
Okay.
So we're talking about a titanium Akrapovic exhaust.
Okay, I do like
that's
that.
Kind of cool. I agree. That is one sweet option.
And honestly, it looks really cool.
Yeah.
I love the way it looks.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to buy one until I drove it, I think. Because it's just that 3 cylinders.
Okay, I'll buy one, one day. And then you drive it, and then you let me know how that feels.
Okay, I'll do that.
Because, this is talking about futuristic stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The steering wheel itself has the gauge cluster and it moves with it, so you can see how fast you're going.
Technically, that's old technology now because the Regera has that.
Yeah, the Regera had, but I mean that's what I'm talking about. Like Koenigsegg only is the company that has that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I will give you that.
So like, I don't see any other company that's producing a instrument cluster.
That's not a production car.
That's not a production car, and that has like an instrument cluster that moves with the steering wheel.
Yeah,
I mean, most some concept cars might have came out with the idea.
Oh, yeah, it never came out.
But it never came out in production because they're like, I don't know how this is gonna be.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what the public thinks about it. I honestly think it's a sweet idea. So, I mean, I don't know. I actually like the way this car looks. I like the way it sounds. I mean, not sounds. I haven't heard it sound, but I mean, this is the way it just
sounds the stuff behind it.
Yeah, exactly. Like the ingenuity behind it.
But see, I will give it this though. Not Tesla. Koenigsegg, out of all the other car manufacturers out there, right?
Yeah.
Koenigsegg leads the competition. All of them. No matter if it's Pagani, Tesla, because even to a certain extent, Rimac, the one that, remember Richard Hammond crashed the car? That one. The full electric car?
Yeah, okay.
So that one, they actually go to Koenigsegg for a lot of their information and the technology. And that's what a lot of people don't know. But it's if you dig deep enough, Rimac actually looks to Koenigsegg for a lot of their information and technology. So a lot of companies rely on Koenigsegg for their stuff. Now, I will admit this. That 3-cylinder, that is like pioneering the way for future cars. I will give it that.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
I mean, think about it. A bored-out 3-cylinder car.
Yeah,
you don't nearly hear that ever.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that.
Yeah.
It's just, again, a 3-cylinder part for the hypercar, so it's still itching me a little bit. But, I mean, like I said, that motor will pioneer cars in the future. And like I said, Koenigsegg is just the lead pioneer in hypercars. And that's where I'm like I said, I like the car. I like the concept of the car.
Yeah.
But that it's like I said, it's just that 3-cylinder hypercar. It's just to me a 3-cylinder car should be more so for economy. The Ford Fiesta has a 3-cylinder. That is more of an economy car than
an eco-friendly car. Yeah.
But at the same time too, it runs off of a volcano power. The car,
yeah, now that is a very interesting fact. Yeah. This Koenigsegg has multiple variations of fuel. Fuel you can use. It can use ethanol. It can use methanol. It can use regular gas, biofuel, and which is crazy. There's a certain gas that they pointed out is like volcanic fuel.
Some sort of like energy a volcano gives off. Yeah, run off of that.
And basically, it runs off of volcanoes. Like it's just.
That's really
mind blowing.
That's really cool.
Another level of resources.
Oh yeah.
Like we're not just sticking to like crazy like you're talking the ozone layer
and race gas.
Oh, too. And race gas. They can So I mean, it's got multiple different variations of fuel selections you can choose from, and it runs perfectly fine with it, which is insane.
Yeah.
Like you meet any car company, they can run on two, like E85 or regular,
or
the combination of both. Like that's what I'm saying, flex fuel, or it either runs on premium only, or you can mix mid grade and premium sometimes. Like they say you can either go down 2 grades, like not grades but numbers.
Yeah.
And then go up 2. Yeah. But that's it. Like that's like max you can go between your car.
Because at the same time, too, because even if you look back at it, the 1-to-1, the Regera, the Agera RSs, and I want to say also the CCXR, they all run on E85 race gas or regular gas as well, and methanol.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, I did not know that.
Yeah, because if you look at it too, like I said, and on top of that too, and even what Christian von Koenigsegg said too was he wanted to make a car that you can go out, thrash around, have fun, and still do 250 plus miles an hour while also saving the environment.
Yeah.
And you still have that combustion engine behind you.
Yeah. Well, speaking about miles, have you seen what this thing can do? 621 miles on a full tank of gas and fully charged. 621 miles.
But remember,
a hypercar.
That's on both. And
that's both.
At the same time, too. That's if you're not driving it as you would.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. 621 miles. Talking about, I can make a cross-country trip with this thing is actually pretty decent. That's not a hassle. I mean, depending on how much the fuel actually ends up costing, I mean, it's a 3-cylinder 2.0 liter. You know, how big is the tank?
That's true too. I mean, at the same time too, like if you think about it, to me that's not really a lot. And here's why: because the car will only do 50 miles on electricity only. So right there, you have whatever 6.1 minus 50 was what 570-ish, give or take.
Yeah.
So I mean, and you have the gas part, but on top of that, too, my V8 will go about 450 miles on a single tank of gas.
Yeah, but I mean, you're getting that out of a Volvo executive. Like, you're talking about a car that's meant for that. These are hypercars. These are cars that are meant to go 250 plus miles an hour.
But
I just don't imagine like a miles per gallon or range like that on a car like that. You just don't see it.
Yeah, but still, too, I mean, on top of that, the engine isn't working. For having a V8, the engine not working anywhere near as hard as it would be if you had a little heavy 3-cylinder. So something like a heavy car with a 3-cylinder in it. Like, for instance, that's why the Ford EcoBoost, when they first came out, and the new ones, they're not getting great gas when people drive them because number one, it's a heavy vehicle and it's a small motor.
Yeah.
So that's where I want to see. I want to see actual proof of the car actually being driven by somebody, and B, hearing actual like testimonials from customers that own the car on how well it handles its gas mileage.
Yeah.
Because obviously the EPA ratings are complete bull crap because like when you actually go and buy a car, you're not getting anywhere near what the EPA gives. Let's just be real. Supposedly, the EPA on new Camaros are like 30 miles a gallon. People are only getting like 2021. So I mean,
depending on what kind of Camaro you're getting.
Yeah, that's true too. But I mean, on top of that too,
I mean, if you're not getting a Camaro without the V8, that's not a Camaro.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just not.
At Darius.
Yeah, our buddy of ours really loves his V6 Camaros, and I'm like, dude, like we give it to him. Like he does have a brother who has a 4-cylinder Camaro. Mm. Gas efficiency, sir. For a little kid, sure, you're not giving him all the power. I can see that. 6-cylinder, okay. I just don't see it. Mm. And I mean, once you put the V8 in it,
yeah,
that's when you're talking about a car.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I just don't see it. Muscle cars being V6s or 4-cylinders. I'm sorry. Mm. Like I see, like the whole DOT and the EPA and all that, like the government, NHTSA or whatever they're called, basically.
Yeah.
They basically are now controlling car makers to, subsidize their engines because they want to go to smaller engines and compact and less and more fuel efficient. And that's what I don't like.
Because number one, you're losing. And what car does drive that? Before you drove the Aston Martin, I drove the new DB11 with the twin turbo V12.
Yeah,
I didn't like it that much because it to me it lacked that passion and soul from the motor that you normally get from Aston Martin. I would have all day long bought that V8 Vantage over the DB11. Yeah, just because of that motor. The motor
it reacted better. Now you did say because. We test drove this thing actually together. Yeah. The clutch in it, it's a very older, it's a lot older car, and this is when they first came out with the that DSG
it's not a dual clutch, but it's a single clutch.
It's a single clutch.
It drove me inventive. You know how the inventor, how you press it and it just like shifts your head
back a little bit. Yeah,
it did that, and I think
it was very hard shifting. Yeah. Yes, I do agree with that. It was a very hard shifting.
But at the same time, it still gave you that excitement, that passion that you get from Aston Martin. Yeah. That DB11 didn't do any of that. Yeah. Cause after going on the forums, I found out that the car is supposed to do that, and when you go and you drive it hard, it's supposed to give you that feeling of like you're actually working to bring the power out, and I like that. Yeah. Now that nothing was wrong with the car at all, I like that because now you're getting that solid passion, and now the new cars nowadays. They're lacking that because of how many regulations there are for car manufacturers across the board. That's from hypercars to normal economy cars. Oh yeah. No,
so see, that's what I'm saying though. A lot of car companies are not going with the dual disc clutch. The quicker shifting. Yeah. They're going with quicker shifts and stuff like that. Like that's why they're kind of phasing out the manual transmissions.
I hate that so much.
I hate it so much. Yeah. I love my manual transmission. I cannot stand automatic. I can't stand I give props to the company for making, these faster shifting cars. Yeah. The fact that they're quicker because they're the DSG, it's just quicker. Yeah, sure, I get that if you want to be faster, but it takes the enjoyment out of a supercar without pushing the clutch in, shifting a gear, and just letting go, and you just putting your foot back down. You just feel that rush because as you're pushing the clutch in, you feel the engine, and then you put it in the gear, you just feel that transmission just engage. You know what I mean? Like that's what I like to feel.
Because when I first started learning how to drive a section back then, I was like really 15 years old. Yeah. I learned in 2 cars, right? The first was my dad's 1953 Ford Custom Line GT. But it was a 3-on-tree, so the 3-on-tree. So I had a blast doing that. Oh, yeah, even the 3-on-tree. Yeah, I know. Okay, a lot of people, if you don't know what a 3-on-tree is, look it up. Yeah, you're not old school enough. Yeah, I mean, it's an old school transition, and it's actually really fun driving. It's interesting. I actually, when I used to work at a detail shop before, I had a customer come in. He said, "Hey, do you know how to drive 3-on-tree?" And I actually said, "Yeah, actually, I do know. I do know." And he said, not many people do. They don't even know what that is. Yeah. 3-on-the-tree. What is that? What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Wait. I asked some kid, right? He had a I think it was like a base model Challenger. I asked him if he knew how to drive standard. He was like, "What is standard?" I'm like, "Wait, what?" Manual station? Like that's what. Oh my god! The new generation. They need to. I'm not bashing the new generation. It's just if you want to be in the car group, you know what I mean. Learn about the past, experience what cars back then used to be like. Yeah. Like you said, the 300 So we had a customer come in. He had a Ford Galaxy 500. No way.
And I actually detailed it for him. He loved it. Awesome. It was a beautiful maroon color.
That is so cool.
Very clean, very well kept, and very it was restored, I think, or maybe he just kept it really well from family tradition or something like that, passed down from family. But I mean, that thing was so clean, and when I was shifting, I was like, "Oh my god!" It was like, it's just old school. Yep. It's just you feel like nostalgic. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's an awesome feeling. You're like, "Oh my god, I actually drove that." So.
Because I'm talking about too, because then one day my dad came to my school on my 16th birthday. He brought the Shelby out, right? And this is to the wheels thing, I think 850 wheel horsepower. So then on my way to football practice, he let me pull out the garage and start, because our football practice was only around the corner from our house. Yeah. So he let me drive the car to my football practice. So I hop in it, right? And you know how Shelby's had this heavy clutch. It's incredibly heavy. So I hop in it and I stall it. And that's the first thing I do. But see, you learn from that though, and that's where that enjoyment of driving a stick shift comes in, because then, and especially when you first start learning how to drive a stick shift, we all dreaded the hill starts. No matter who you are, we always dreaded the hill starts.
You're talking about sweating.
Exactly.
You're freaking out. Yep. You're shaking. You're looking
and the car behind you too.
You're just looking. You're looking in that rearview mirror. You're like. You're breathing so heavy. You're like, it's like you're in an action movie. You're like, you're just freaking out.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that experience.
And that's part of me love that experience, because number one, as teaching you more about the car, how to drive a car, stuff like that. And number two, that's giving you future reminiscence, I guess, material, because then you're like, I remember back in the day, I was 15, 16 years old, I couldn't do this, and now look at me, I'm over here, I'm here banging gears.
I agree.
And that's what I miss. That's why I and if I had the money, I would want to start my own car company, but every single car that I sold would be a manual. Yeah, because I agree. It's just
in a way though, you know what I mean? Like nowadays, manual cars are pretty much alarm systems.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody knows how to drive them. Yep. A lot of people don't know, and then those who do know, props to you. Yeah, it's just a lot of people don't know it, so it's like a great alarm system, because people are just like, "Oh my god, I don't know what to do now." Exactly. It's like I don't want to hop in.
You hear that one story about the old lady who had a manual Kia Rio, right? And there's 4 thieves that broke into her car and tried to steal it. They couldn't figure out how to drive it. Oh, you're talking
about the Scion TC.
It was the Scion TC?
It was the Scion TC.
Okay,
I know what you're talking about. I just don't remember what age group the owner was.
Oh, she was old. She was maybe 60 or 70.
Okay. She was I don't know. I don't know about all that. I think it was a Scion TC, and it was a younger person, I think.
There was 4 people that broke into their car. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So, I mean, it's astonishing what, a stick shift can do for you. I mean, you're just like, okay, well, nobody's going to steal it.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you got guys like us who are just looking at it, we're like, oh about it.
Yep.
Anyways, like now we kind of got a little off topic
Yeah.
there. We're going to go back into the Koenigsegg. Did you know that the whole car is pretty much carbon fiber?
Oh yeah.
And you know how much this thing still weighs?
Yeah, like 2,000 pounds.
No. This thing still weighs 4,079 pounds.
Oh, yeah, it is still heavy
It's
because of the
still
battery
heavy
packs.
because of the battery
Yep.
packs. Because it's one in the front and two in the back.
Mhm.
It's not battery pack. It's electric motors.
Yeah.
The electric motors. So, and you got the engine too.
Yeah.
So you got the engine, you got the two rear electric motors, and the front motor.
Because it has the one in the center of the car, and it has the two on the back tire. I thought they said...
No, it doesn't have it in the center. It's actually in the front. Where the
it
front
is?
axle, yeah. So it's actually...
Is it all-wheel drive?
It is all-wheel drive. It's all-wheel
Koenigsegg's
drive.
first all-wheel drive
Yeah.
car.
Yeah. So, I don't remember the specifications. I gotta look at the paper. So the front wheels are actually powered by one electric motor, and that one motor is producing 400 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque.
Okay.
The rear is actually, like I said, is driven by two motors, and those are making 500 horsepower and 738 pound-feet of torque.
Together or separate?
No, it's together.
Okay.
It's together. That's where you get this astonishing number of 1,700 base horsepower and the 2,581 pound-feet of torque. Like, I mean, it's just insane. How do you get those numbers?
Yeah.
Out of a car like that? Like, I mean, yeah, you got all those motors. I mean, still, it's a heavy car in a sense. I mean, it weighs more than my Evo. My Evo only weighs 3,002 pounds.
I thought it was lighter than that.
No, it's only 3,002 pounds. That's actually light compared to a 4-door saloon. It's a 4-door car. Because mind you, it still has the back seats. It still has the spare tire in the trunk.
I still thought the Evo was close to my red line. Because the red line was like 2,700 pounds.
No, it was light. Your red line was lighter because it's front wheel drive. This is all wheel drive. Plus, I still have my spare tire, and this is a 4-door car. It's got the back seat.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the red line is still a 4-door car.
Yeah.
But it's more compact.
Yeah.
You know, compared to the Evo. The Evo still has like full back doors.
Yeah.
The red line had those cool little.
Suicide.
It's like you open the door and the other door opens this way. You know, it's kind of cool. It's like the RX-7.
I miss that car so much.
I do miss that supercharger line in that thing, man.
I'll post like a little snippet of what the car sounded. I tell you, like I had one day I left my house with friends, and my dad literally heard me coming with just the whine alone, like a half mile down the road. I'm like, yo.
Yes. I mean, that thing was loud.
Yeah.
I could hear it. Like, I knew he was coming by. And you could just hear him. It's just like... And the crazy thing was, this guy went through so many front tires because of how many burnouts he would do. Because, I mean, all he would do is constantly just... I mean, who wouldn't? It's a supercharged little 4-banger, but, I mean, it was producing so much power that your front wheels, as soon as you let off the clutch, it's just instantly...
I just remember that one
cooking
day,
tires.
the one day I brought this by the shop too, and I'm like, you should go ride this car. You're like, it's only a Saturn. Like,
I did not know what Saturn. Okay, see, my ignorance of Saturn did not know that they actually came out with something this fantastic. Like, I gave them props. Like, I was like, okay, this is actually a pretty sweet car. So, yeah. So at first I was like, it's just a Saturn. It's just a Saturn Redline or Ion. He didn't tell me. He was like, yeah, it's a Redline. I'm like, what's a Redline? So he was like, just hop in. So we get out, and he's just kind of like pulling. So I didn't really hear the supercharger kind of whine a little bit. I didn't really hear it that much. It was until he got onto the main road, and he was just like, you ready? And I'm like, ready for what? And I was just kind of like, I kind of felt a little cocky because I was like, I have an Evo. It's not quicker than that. And as soon as he let off that clutch, he just, I'm over here like, okay. And you just hear that supercharger, I was like, whoa, this is astonishing. Like, this is interesting. So I was like, okay, what's in this? Like, I want to know. So we get back to the shop, and he basically popped open the hood, and I'm looking at this supercharger, this massive supercharger actually sitting right there on a 4-cylinder. And I'm like, I'm surprised this thing is not big. But it was a very interesting.
I was thinking, what, first, second, and part of third, too, the entire time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was
I mean, it was chirping. It was just... It was an interesting car. Now we did actually a 40 roll between him and my Evo, And he had me for a second, and then as soon as I hit we hit about 100 miles an hour, like he's like right
We're in
there.
Mexico, by the way, too. In case anybody asks me, we're in Mexico.
So we were going we hit the 40 mark, and he takes off. So obviously his front wheel drive.
The instant power.
The power band from the supercharger actually it was quicker. So it took off a little bit, but as soon as we hit 100 miles an hour, I had it. Like there was just my all-wheel drive system in that car is
You also
I just love the fact that Evo itself, when they came out with that Evo 5 and 6, that was their machine. Like, that was their dream Evo. You know, like the new Evos nowadays, like I like them.
Oh yeah.
I prefer if I was to get a new Evo, I'd probably get the Evo 9 MR.
Yeah.
You know, 6-speed. I don't know about the 6-speed. I might change it to the 5-speed, but a lot of times, because a lot of people had a lot of iffy things about the 6-speed. No, they're just like the 6th gear was kind of laggy.
Oh, okay.
So
how could it was like a cruising gear?
That's what I thought, but I mean, I don't know. It's just that's what I heard.
Yeah.
And you know, some people love it, some people don't. It's just honestly pretty much yours. It's the way you want your car to be.
Yeah.
You know, what you're looking for, honestly. But still, anyways, like that's probably one of the cars I'll probably get. I'm not too fond of the Evo 10 with the 4V11.
Yeah. Oh, you said the 4G63, don't you?
I love the 4G63. I mean, that engine is customization of like the output of that engine. Just that little 4-cylinder sitting sideways. You just look at it and you're just like, oh, that's a little 4-cylinder. What's it gonna do? And you over here smoking Lamborghini Murcielago SVs like nothing. Like I mean, you're putting
with money into it though.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're paying that money, right?
Yeah.
And you got this thing that smokes Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsches, like hypercars. It smokes them.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're creating a car that's a family car, pretty much equivalent to the Gemara, which is like, 1,500 horsepower. And it's just like, you're just looking down the street and all you hear is, whoops. This is a blink of an eye and it's gone.
Yeah, that's true.
I just find it more interesting when people build their car.
Yeah.
Versus buying a hypercar.
Built, not bought.
Built, not bought. Yeah. I love that. You know, whoever came up with that, I give you hella props. Because that is a cool phrase.
Yeah.
Built, not bought. I mean, that's what men actually really are. You know, they're building things. They're not buying things because they have the money to. Like, I mean, it's just nice to know that you built a car with your own hands, and you're just like, I built this. I'm proud of this.
Yeah.
Like this is my car. I completely built it myself. Like I didn't have no one else do it, or I mean, you can have performance shops help you around. Like that's okay too. But it's just like I said, it's the whole built not bought.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So our next topic, actually, our next vehicle we're looking into is the new Porsche Taycan.
Yeah. And I don't know if I like it.
I like the way it looks. I'm a huge Porsche fanatic, so my opinions are kind of more biased than anything.
Yeah, I'm not.
So he kind of that's why when we were looking at opinions and stuff like that, I'd actually ask him of how he thinks and how the car actually really runs and stuff like that. Because I'm gonna say I love it. That's just me. I even like the way the body shape looks.
Yeah, but see, I will give it this. Porsche is in their engineering out of this world, without a doubt.
Oh yeah.
But they need to update their design because from their entire line, from the 911 to the Panamera to the Macan and the Cayenne, they all look the same.
I like that. It's like looking at the new Dodge Challengers and Chargers, and you looking at
they updated.
They updated it, but I mean they kind of kept like the Challenger. They kept that same style,
but they're
old school style.
They're I think in the next 2 years they're like completely changing the entire way it looks. But they've had the same basic design for the past 60 years now.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
nah. Okay, see, you did. You said a mean thing to me before. I didn't like it.
What did I say?
Like that's just a juiced up Beetle, and
it is.
I don't like it because it's like, no, Porsche is its own company. Yes, it's okay. Yes, it could be owned by Volkswagen. It's owned, but Porsche has its own ingenuity. It has its own engineers. It has its own group of guys.
It looks like a Beetle.
See, it gets me. I don't like that. Okay, let's look at it this way. It's a $200,000 $200,000 Beetle, right?
Yeah.
That's smoking a lot of cars on the road.
Okay, well, wait, okay. And that's where I don't like it at. Because I don't want to go and spend $200 for the one that we all really want, the 911 GT2, the GT2 RS.
That's about $300,000.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't want to go out and spend that kind of money on a car, and people think it's just a base 911 turbo with a wing on it. I want to go out and we know that it's a GT2 RS, but if I'm going to spend that kind of money,
the thing is it's not just a basic 911 turbo.
No, but people think
not even. They'll know.
Think that.
They will know. That's the thing. I think people know the difference between a GT2 RS
not a car person, but a normal person.
I think so. I think they would know the distinct difference because there's a whole different body style to it.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's the exact same look as the base model 911.
No. The base 911 has nothing. Like I still like it, but the thing is, it has nothing. It's a very complex and very simple body. The GT2 RS is very agile and very out there. Like, I mean, it's got fender flares, it's got carbon fiber everywhere. Like you said, it's got the big wing, the rear diffuser.
Yeah, but it looks like every other Porsche out there. Like, you can't tell. Hey, a normal car person will not be able to tell the difference between a brand new Porsche 911 and a 2006. Let's be real here. No, they can't.
Yes, they can.
No.
Yes, I can. Okay.
A normal person, not a car person.
I know, again, with a normal person. Well, I mean, the headlights are different. The body style's different.
Yeah, but it's the exact same design and concept. I don't... Say, for instance, the reason why I love Koenigsegg, the reason why I love Lamborghini, the reason I love Ferrari, I like Ferrari a lot, is because they take their design and change it. They don't have the same design across the board.
So he's one of those guys who likes change. I don't like much change. That's the thing. I agree with you. Change is good.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, new ideas and stuff like that. But with a car company that's come out and it's pretty much figured its body out, the weight, the distribution of how the car actually, takes
do they
corners
really
and stuff
though?
like that. Yeah, they
Because
do.
they're still improving on it.
Yeah, they're still improving. Because,
But
I mean,
no
look, the
car can be
GT2 RS,
perfect.
I mean, on Nürburgring, look at the Nürburgring.
Yeah, no.
Porsche holds the fastest
What
record.
is it, 657, 656?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
I think. But it's still, like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, Porsche holds the record. And what I'm saying here is that they are tweaking their, and they're improving in certain areas. But really, they don't have to do much because the shape of the car has already proved that it's already at its best capability. Now, I guess you could say there's other ways to look at it. You can improve more. You can make it faster, make it lighter, make it a different look to where the aerodynamics hits in a different way. But every car company, I guess, I don't know. I like the way the Porsche kept their look in a certain sense. And it's like that bubbly look.
Plus, like, all the, like, the midlife crisis people drive them. It's like a more high-end Corvette. Every time you see an old person, either he owns a Corvette or he owns a Porsche. Somewhere in there.
Okay.
So it's just like, and again, am I wrong?
No.
And again, like it's
I'm probably gonna be one of those guys.
And I'll have a Corvette Z06 or ZR1.
Yeah. See, there we go. So we're basically bashing ourselves.
Well, that topic went nowhere.
Well, anyways, back to the Taycan.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna get back to this. So I mean, it's a fully electric vehicle.
Yeah.
So competitors are what? The Tesla Model 3.
Yeah.
Or the S.
Well, not the Model 3, because the Model S Model 3 is more like a 4-door. Oh, you're right. You're right. But they cost less. A lot less.
Yes. But I mean, again, it comes down to name brand. Tesla's more, like, they're trying to go with the affordable sense of, giving people something a little bit more affordable than, a Porsche or a Lamborghini or, something like that. But you can still have fun and have the equivalent of speed and acceleration and exhilarating feeling of driving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to put it, but I think the thing is, like I said, I'm a Porsche fanatic, so I'll be honest with you guys, my topic's gonna be more biased.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be like, I'd rather get the Porsche than the Tesla. And plus, I like the body style of the Porsche. The Taycan looks really sweet.
I will give it that. It does look good, but it looks the exact same as it looks like an updated Panamera.
Yes.
Yes, I would say that. It looks like an update, a much newer Panamera, like a futuristic Panamera, and that's where I'm like, why? If you build a new car, you have the sky's the limit when it comes to design features.
Sure. Yeah.
This, like I said, this is a Porsche Panamera in 2030. Let's just.
But it's already 2020.
Yes, but again, I'm saying is like,
yeah.
I'm willing to bet right now they're going to take design elements from this and put on a Porsche Panamera. I will put money down on it. I will put money right now. I will bet you right now $20 they will take design elements from this and put on a Panamera.
No, I think by the time what year are you talking about?
I'm saying a couple years.
Couple years?
Yeah, a couple years. They will take design elements from the Taycan.
The Panamera is like, yeah, it's got more sleeker and everything, but no, I don't think they're going to take it off that. I think what they're going to do is...
Okay, here, wait. I'm going to say this. Keep talking.
I think that... Okay, you know what?
Okay, so there's a... I'm going to post pictures on, right here today. You guys can see it also. But here's the Taycan, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, if you go to the Panamera, it's the exact same everything.
No, it's not.
Update the headlights, and boom, you have a Taycan.
No, it's not as agile. I mean, look, go back to the Taycan. Just hit the back button.
Oh well. There you go. Oops, there you go. Yes, it's more. It has more angles. I will put it at that.
More angles. I mean, the body style is completely different.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's the exact same.
No, it's not. The body style is different.
It's the exact same body style, my guy.
See, this is where the difference between me and him comes in. He kind of sees just the outer shell.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it's the
he kind of
exact
sees
same
it
shell.
the same. I don't. I think it's different. Like it's
said,
got different. Like the roof lining is completely different compared to the Panamera.
If you update the headlights, update the tail lights, put new wheels on it, boom, you have a Taycan.
No.
Yes.
No, because that roof lining is completely different than what the Panamera looks like.
It's the exact same body shape, and that's why I'm like, I don't. That's why I'm like Porsche. To me, they have some of the laziest designers out there. I will put that there. Like I said, I love their engineering. I'm not gonna deny that at all. Their engineering is on a little bit below, but almost on par with kind of like what they're trying to accomplish. However, their design team should be all fired.
Okay, you have your opinions. I'm not gonna back you for that. Okay. Now, let's just move on. I'll say some mean things. So, let's just take... So, I mean, like, you're kind of like, I can see your comparison. Like, it's almost there to Koenigsegg.
Yeah.
Now, you're paying... Okay, let's just go back to the Gemara. Like, it's a $1.7 million car, right?
Yeah, and I do agree with you on this part.
Yeah, so this is like about... a whole, flip it upside down, $185,000 for the Taycan Turbo S, the top of the line one, and
without options.
Without options, though. So I mean, if you upgrade, I mean, you're still paying less than $1.7 million. Yeah, you're still paying less than that, and that car produces 750 horsepower, and it still gets 67 city and 68 highway miles per gallon electric.
But here's where my problem comes in. This is a fully electric car.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So let's take this for example. And again, because Tesla's like our number one competitor when it comes to this car.
Yeah.
Let's take the Model S. Because the Model S is basically this, but from Tesla.
Yeah.
So, the people who have put updates out there have, in essence, basically like, you know how you can hack an iPhone? What's that? Remember that old school way of hacking your iPhone? What was it called? Jailbreaking.
Jailbreaking.
You know, people have put out there jailbroken Teslas and then made the battery power go up somehow. I'm not a very big electric engineer, so I don't know how they did it. But people have done it and put out bigger and better performance numbers from that car. I'm pretty sure it voided their warranty on all.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, let's just look at that aspect. Sure, you can do the jailbreaking of the battery, okay? Mm-hmm. But then, now you're voided the warranty, so now you can't take it in if something breaks. This car automatically 750 horsepower. You can take
Does
it in.
0 to 60 in what?
0 to 60 in
seconds?
2.6 seconds.
But see, Tesla did 2.5 seconds, and you're paying less, and that's stock.
Yeah, but okay. See, again,
I don't like Tesla either.
I don't like Tesla's body style.
But looking at it from a
financially, let's just say you're the richest man in the world.
Yeah,
okay?
I'd buy a Tesla with this. Well, really, I'll buy first a Koenigsegg 1-to-1, and then I buy a Tesla over this.
You just hate on Porsche.
No, no. I'm not like I said, I like their engineering. I think they have some of the best engineering out there. No matter who you are, no matter how you look at it, Porsche has some of the best engineering with price range out there. It's just their design.
That's what I'm saying. You're hating on Porsche because it's just the way it looks.
Okay, I'll
let's just take that out of the factor. Let's just take design out of the factor.
Okay.
I mean, still, I know when you go buy a car, you want to look at the
design.
I
bought a $250,000 car.
Yeah,
yes.
Sure. Like, I mean, it's the design. Mm-hmm. You want to make it look. You want to know that. You want to let people know that even though you pay $250,000 car, the shape of the car looks good.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. I understand that now, but I'm just saying as a perspective, for $185,000 and maybe a little bit more, like let's just say $250,000, maybe with the options fully loaded. Yeah. I would buy this. I would, and I mean, mind you, this also when Porsche did this vehicle, when they did the crash testing and rating, this car's like the numbers are astronomical. Like they are 5 to 5, 5 to 5. Like I mean, they're amazing. Like I mean, some of them are a little low because certain areas of the car gets hit. But
yes, and that's what I want to say also. Electric cars, when you have now I'm assuming this is a lithium, basically powered by a lithium-ion battery, right?
Probably. I haven't looked into that much, but
so I went to school for engineering. However, I didn't learn a single thing because I didn't really care. I was in high school, so I didn't really pay attention to my studies. I should have. I'm sorry, but. But when you have lithium-ion batteries in a series and you crash the car, look at what happened with Richard Hammond when he crashed the Rimac. Again, I'll use him as an example. The car lit on fire every single day as it was sitting there.
Yeah.
Because I think he said a cell got damaged in there, so it kept doing a chain reaction.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why to be honest, I don't like the whole electric concept of vehicles
until it comes out to a certain extent. I'll get you there because I don't like electric cars to a certain extent because I want that V8. I want
to hear the car. I don't want to hear nothing just like.
Exactly.
I don't like that.
But I
want to hear a car. Like I want to hear the muscle, the growl. Like, if I'm putting my foot down, I want to hear something and feel it.
Yeah.
But electric car, you don't feel it.
Perspective, though.
Yeah.
It's a whole different story.
Oh yeah. I can't deal with the whole.
So
the whole catching on fire, especially with that chain reaction.
Let me ask you this. If you had to choose between a 911, I'll ask you, do you like Porsche, and this, even though it's a base 911, for example, who would you choose?
I'd pick the 911.
Okay.
Because I mean, that's the thing. Like, I like the sound of the H pattern.
Yeah, the flat six.
The flat six engine that the Porsche came out with. It sounds very unique. And I love that tone. Okay. It's not sounding like a Ferrari. It's not sounding like a Lamborghini. It doesn't have that high-pitched sound. It's got a very...
I love that, though.
See, I do like it. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying it doesn't have that. It has a more masculine high-pitch. Like, it's got a growl to it. Like, if you listen to that GT3 RS or the GT2 RS...
I've heard it before.
Oh, my God.
But I took an Huracan.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I would pick the GT3 RS. I mean, I just like the body shape. It's quicker.
I like the Huracan Performante. I like the Huracan Performante over the GT3 RS.
I don't think you can fit in the Huracan Performante.
I can. If it's a convertible one, I can fit in it. I can't fit in it.
Well, yeah, because then you got to constantly move down.
So, okay, we went to Toy Barn. Actually, shout out to Toy Barn also for helping us out with a couple of things we're having planned out. But we went to Toy Barn. I had to go sit in a coupe Huracan, just a regular base Huracan of a coupe, and I'm too tall for it. So...
I like being short. Okay, so that's the price of me being short. Yeah, I might have to scoot the seat up really close sometimes, but I mean that's.
But I fit in a Gallardo though.
Yeah, but
the Gallardo's bigger too. I think.
Yeah, but okay, now this is another car that we sat in, And
Which car?
the McLaren,
The 720S.
It was a 720S when they had
now that I love.
That car was really cool. The whole dashboard, actually,
will fold in and everything else.
And the steering wheel goes up, and it's very unique. I love that car. I'm short, so again, I have to scoot the seat up really close and stuff like that.
But it's the only
for him.
It's the only supercar I can actually fit in without having to get a custom seat.
Yeah.
Speaking of McLaren now too. You hear about the new 765?
The LT, the long tail. I did my little bit of research. Here's my little paperwork for that.
That car, right? And as you all know, I love Lamborghini. But that car, I think, will go down, and with the roof scoop on it, that car, I think, will go down in history as one of the best affordable hypercars out there.
I mean, affordable, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ballpark, when that car comes out, it's about a ballpark of what, $400,000?
Between $365,000 and $400,000.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
So it's producing 755 horsepower, 590 pounds of torque, and those track times are insane. I mean, this thing's agile. You seen the new suspension on it?
No, what does it look like? I don't look at the suspension at all, to be honest with you. Just looking at that, though. I will post the picture up here.
It's got a quad tip.
I know. And it has the center seats.
It does have the that's an option. Okay, that's an option.
But
you have to pay for it, but yes.
MSO option.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
The suspension real quick. I did not look up the suspension at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Now, I think, honestly, what I think it will be is basically an updated version of the 675 LT. Because that car, and everybody knows that car went down and still is going down in history as one of the all-time greatest hypercars out there. Still.
Yeah.
And I think
this is closer to 720S.
No, but I'm saying as far as raw power, rawness.
Yeah.
It's going to be like that 675. As you all know, MF Autos is looking at buying one now too.
Shout out to MF Autos. Shoot, if you get one, I want to ride in it.
I just want to see it and review it.
That would be awesome. But yeah. So this car is very, very unique, and the way they designed this car is, it's speechless.
Oh yeah.
That's the way I'm gonna look at it.
And I think the best thing about it right now too, the weight. The car weighs, and there's no set weight out there yet. I've seen 2,500 to 3,000 pounds.
Yes, no, actually, the number that I got that was consistent in a sense was 2,709 pounds.
Oh my God.
Still weighs less than my Evo.
Yo, that's almost my red line.
Yes.
With 7 times the power. Well, 5 times.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's a 4-liter V8 and it produces 755 horsepower. With 590 pound-foot of torque, and you're talking glued to your seat, you can't you're talking top toe dragster where your mouth is shaking. 0 to 60, I will say 0 to 60 is 2.7 seconds.
But I want to see those track times. The way it corners, I'd imagine it's there's nothing else out there at all.
Yeah. But you did point out one thing a while ago. It was actually a couple of days ago, yesterday I think. The 0 to 124.
With 7.2
seconds.
Yep. There's some cars today that ain't doing that 60 miles an hour, let alone to 124 miles an hour
in 7 seconds
for $400,000. Now, how do you feel about the price?
I actually, because of the ingenuity and the way the car is actually developed, and the fact that you can get Senna seats.
Yeah. And the roof scoop.
And the roof scoop.
I would have to order one.
Yeah. But not even that. It's got a titanium exhaust that's 4 outlets. It's a quad tip. And it just sits there. It's a beautiful, astonishing back end of the car.
But see, honestly, I would have rather had the 600 LT with the up-mounted exhaust. I love those. I'm sorry, but that's
okay. Yeah, that's true.
That's
I'm just saying. We're talking about this car. Though.
Oh yeah, no,
The 765 LT. The engineering behind it is just like I said. It's speechless. I don't know what to say because these guys went out and beyond. McLaren knows what they're doing when it comes to vehicles. Look at the P1.
Yeah. However, the reliability isn't really the greatest.
Of course not. I mean, you're paying for a car that's meant for track, speed.
Yeah, but sometimes too, you have a Lamborghini Huracan. People are putting 200,000 miles on a Lamborghini Huracan without a single problem. I mean, like I said, we want to look at the bad things and the good things. And I think part of bad things is that McLaren needs to really up the reliability a lot in order for people to actually, because you'll see a lot more Huracans than you will like 570 GTs like that.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot more, and they're at the same price. Hell, there's at least 100 people around Columbus that I've seen that has an Huracan.
Yeah.
I've never seen a single. I've seen like maybe 2 or 3 570 GTs or 570 S's.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, it's like
McLaren has built their name for racing.
Yeah, but I think,
but like you said, again, the whole reliability, yes, and a lot of people don't want it because of that. Now, I mean, if you have money where you can just literally put it in the just take it to the shop and just say, "Hey, fix it for me." You know what I mean?
See, do you want your expensive car to be down that many days out of the year?
That's where certain people look at it. They're like, you know what? I do have other cars to drive.
Yeah.
If I want to take this car out on the track and I just want to drift it around corners, and then take it to the shop and say, "Hey, fix it."
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to take it to the track, drive it as hard as you can, and drive back home, like you on an Huracan or a 488. You know, the 488's having some problems.
Yeah.
That's why the Huracan or the Audi R8.
Yeah. See, the Audi R8.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic car too. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
So it was back to this vehicle. So I was reading up on this car. So it's got a full Alcantara upholstery.
Yep.
It's really nice. And as standard though, as the model is, it lacks air conditioning and an audio system. But you can specify at no cost. At no cost. And that includes the lightweight seats for the Senna. That's also an option. Now, I don't know if those are actually upgraded, like you have to pay for that. But I know those are all options.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no air conditioning, you can survive. But I mean, if you wanna actually daily it or something like that, sure, throw the air conditioning in. It's no cost, and then you got the audio. But my audio is gonna be the engine.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, why would you waste? I mean, it's free, I guess. You can still throw it in.
I would.
Would you really listen to it? Honestly, sometimes maybe.
Yeah, but see, McLaren's engines, I don't know. It sounds dull.
Really?
To me, a little bit, because as you have Lamborghini V10 screaming V10 behind you. You have the Ferrari 48. You have the turbos that you can just hear every time you go. You have that V8, that Ferrari sounding V8 behind you still.
Yeah. You got the Audi R8 V10.
That's true too.
That's actually a really nice sounding engine.
And I mean, it's just the McLaren. I love McLaren. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But comparing it to its competitors, the motor, the exhaust note just sounds a little dull, in my opinion. And so, I mean,
I'd honestly have to go around and listen to them again, because I mean, I just haven't heard one in a while. So I mean, I would have to kind of. I'm not going to agree with you, but at the same time, I'm not going to disagree because I don't know. I just don't remember. Yeah. So, but okay, I see your point.
But I will give it. It looks absolutely incredible.
Did you also hear that they tweaked the transmission on this? It's a 7-speed dual clutch.
Yep.
And it's 15% more efficient than the 720S.
Yes. I'm trying to, because the 720S is already like one of the quickest shifting transmissions out there. This thing must be
15% quicker? Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you do that? Like, humanly possible. Like, you just you just click it, and it's like before you even think about thinking, it's already shifting. Like,
less than a blink of an eye.
this is like, it's just what? So,
wow.
This is a very interesting car. Like, I don't know if I would buy one. I don't know if I wouldn't. It just kind of depends on the time, and depends if if that car is something I would look into getting. Yeah.
But here's the thing about it too. When the 675 LT came out, that was McLaren's last hoorah for that car. I think they're getting ready to come out with a successor to this car.
A successor?
Yes.
Okay.
Because, like I said, you wouldn't come out with this is like Lamborghini. You wouldn't come out with the best of the best of that exact model unless you're coming out with a successor in the next couple of years.
Right.
Look at the Aventador SVJ. Look at the Huracan Performante.
Yeah.
We're going to replace those cars in a couple of years.
I mean, not even that. Like, I mean, they just came out with the Huracan Evo.
Yeah,
That's actually very interesting. Like, basic. It's still a basic Huracan, just it's got more tweaked and.
No. So the Huracan Evo is a Performante, but not as Performante.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's tweaked a little, but it's still basic. Yeah, and that's what I like about that car because you kind of get the base. You get the middle of. You kind of get the middle of best of both worlds.
Yeah,
you get the basic because you can still drive it daily.
Yeah,
and you don't get the Performante where you're tracking it. You get kind of like both, so you can track it. But at the same time, you can daily it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
So,